Welcome to the war room where the tribe is alive. We're shining the light and spreading the fire. From every nation, we're standing as one, debunking the lies till the work is done.
We stand for free, we stand for the rights of everyone.
We work, they take, we grind, they take breaks. Every penny that we make, somebody else gets paid. But we awake now, we ain't the same now. If the whole world stopped, they shut the whole game down.
Clock in, clock out, same story every day. You sweat for $1 and $1 burns away. Price is going up while the paychecks shrink.
Can they tell you work harder than that logic don't sing?
You feed the machine while your fridge looks thin. You pay before you eat, how that make any sense? They tax you on the front,
And the tax you on the back.
call it responsible while they use loopholes and never pay it back.
But something in the air feels different. People look around like, hold up, wait a minute. If we all took a breath, took a pause, took a stand, they remember real quick who's really running this land. We work, they take, we grind, they take breaks. Every penny that we make, somebody else gets paid. But we awake now, we ain't the same now. If the whole world stopped, they shut the whole game down.
You ever notice how the rules only bend? They get loopholes, we get bills we can't pay. They get write-offs, we get better luck next year. They get bonuses, we get you lucky you're here. But the truth hit hard when you finally see a system built on workers who can barely breathe. And you laugh to keep from crying, say
Everybody quit.
cause deep down you know the whole thing's counterfeit.
If the farmer stopped,
No food,
if the trucker stopped, no goods.
no goods.
If the nurses stopped, no care.
If the builder stops,
No homes anywhere.
if the worker
The
stops,
world stops too. Funny how they need us more than we ever needed them. They take breaks. Every penny that we make, somebody else gets paid. Way down. We ain't the same now. If the whole world stopped, they shut the whole game down. We awake now, we reclaim now. Every penny, every hour, we're taking our power back.
Taking our power back. Welcome to the war room. And you, 5x5. How's everybody doing in the chat tonight? We are back. It is March 11th, 2026. Right? A lot to talk about
March
tonight.
11th,
A lot to talk about.
33.
Huh? How come I can't hear you? Go ahead. Say
I
something.
can't hear you either.
Can you hear me, Nadine?
Yeah, you guys are good. Stop fighting.
Oh. Let me see.
I
Can you
can't hear you, but I can hear her fine. It's okay.
Well, good thing we're sitting next to each other.
Right.
So I want to welcome everybody to the show tonight. We laugh. We cry. But we
That's
do
right.
it together. And tonight we're going to do a little bit of laughing. Hopefully it'll make anybody cry.
Right.
All right, so spring's coming upon us. So I hope everybody is able to, the veil has been lifted for you and you're able to see what's taking place on the world stage. All right, the grand illusion, everything's coming to, it seems like they're closing out something in order to, so we could transition into something that's simultaneous thing. We're seeing one thing coming up, another thing coming down. It's just amazing to see Lindsey Graham with his pants down or her pants down. I don't know what. Oh, so we want to thank you tonight. We're gonna go ahead and get. Let me get this damn show started. I ain't gonna sit here and chit chat too much more. I hope everybody's y'all enjoying that fireworks show.
On TV.
Yes, the
Yeah.
most. It's almost. I hope they save enough fireworks for New Year's in April. Right? You think they're gonna have any more fireworks left over?
I don't know.
To buy more.
Yeah.
Lindsay, could you send some more money? Oh yeah, right away. Right
Oh,
away.
no problem. Yeah, there's people in his district that are wondering where the hell's Lindsay? Yeah, we ain't seen him in months. Oh, Lindsay's making world tour, right? Where's that at? Is this it? Yeah, this one's it. Just a gentle reminder, guys, that Lindsey Graham lives an hour and a half from my doorstep, says Matt. He never came to visit us in the Western North Carolina a single time after Hurricane Helena, not once. But he has
Yep.
flown to Ukraine 9 times and tries to visit Israel every 2 weeks.
Crazy.
I think he might be staying in Netanyahu's bunker when he goes.
Possibly. Possibly.
All right, another thing here we got DOJ quietly closes Biden auto pen after failing to find a crime. That was why we were all being distracted by the fireworks show on TV. This was March 4th, 2026. And this is Trump right here on True Social, January 17th, 2026. He says the people who operated the auto pen did so illegally, right? Every one of them should be arrested for what they have done to our country. Donald Trump, True Social post, January 17th, 2026. Then we see DOJ quietly closes Biden auto pen probe after failing to find a crime. It's kind of they can't find a crime just like they couldn't find out whose cocaine that was in the White House, right?
That was crazy how many days off he had too. It was like half the time.
It's almost like they got the three blind mice working at the FBI and the DOJ.
They do.
Isn't it? They just can't seem to find the crimes.
Exactly.
But they can thwart a guy with a knife under his bed with a note about New Year's attack.
Wait, didn't he have a hammer too?
Oh yeah, Hammer Tom. That's right. He had a butter knife and a no wait, maybe a butcher knife. I'll give him a little credit.
Oh, Jake Paul's running for office space.
Yeah, I got that. Pull it up. Oh, yo, yeah.
Oh my
Y'all
God.
seen that in the chat? Put that on the screen, Nadine. You got that? Somebody made that
Here,
comment?
I'll press that.
What?
Yeah, we're gonna get into
Jake
that.
Paul.
Here, on the
Trump endorses.
Yeah, it's kind of it's
How
really
weird is
weird, ain't it?
that?
Wasn't he the one, he was at, he had to go to the, where was that, where they go to the woods and they see the owl?
Yeah, yeah. It was a ritual, right?
Yeah, what's the name of that place?
Oh, Bohemian Grove?
Yeah, I was just seeing if y'all knew.
Oh yeah.
Bohemian Grove. He had to go there and get pegged in order to get the contracts.
Get pegged. Oh
But,
god.
yeah, just keep it at that, Nadine.
Yeah, let's see. Let me get the info on that. Hold on 1 second.
Yeah, I got the Jake Paul thing. I was
You
going to
got
bring
it?
that, but that's not really breaking news, but it does
Yeah,
kind of
it's
add.
just weird, right?
It is weird, this whole thing. And it's like everybody he's endorsing is like part of the club. Big
Right.
old club.
And Erica Kirk is
Erica Kirk is in charge of the military now or something.
Air Force.
Oh, the Air Force.
I think it was the Air Force.
Yeah, that's another weird story, right?
This
So
is
with
this
no,
is just getting weirder.
yeah, Erica Kirk is a whole like reality TV show on its own, guys. I
Yeah,
can't
it
even
is.
keep up with that. That's a drama. That's like
There's some people covered that daily.
that's like
I don't
soap
know how
operas
they
on
do it,
steroids.
'cause I could not keep listening to that over and over and over. It is. It's like a soap opera.
Check.
Oh, I hear you. Bud was just barking.
All right.
Yeah,
Can
it
you hear?
says President Trump publicly endorsed Jake Paul for a future political run during a rally in Kentucky on March 11th. today.
Damn it.
So Trump invited Jake Paul on stage and praised him as
So he,
courageous, talented,
hold on.
and politically promising.
Wow. So he endorses Jake Paul, but then slams Thomas Massey
Uh-huh.
in
Trump
Kentucky?
Trump then predicted Paul would run for office in the not too distant future.
But why does he have to even run for office? Can't he just put him in?
But
Aren't we to that part of the show where he just puts people in?
haven't that what isn't
Well,
that what we've
APAC puts
been
him in.
doing? Yeah, that's just really weird.
Well,
weird.
is he
And why
getting?
is Trump campaigning right now?
That's what I
For
said. They
this
get
rally?
elected and then they just go campaigning. It's really weird. Even here locally, we have uh, people that just get elected, and then when it's time to vote, they don't vote. And then when the watchers track them down to find out where they're at, where they were at, why they weren't in D.C. to vote, they were locally in Houston here campaigning. They were like, "What? You just got elected, dude. You haven't even done anything."
It says that Trump endorsed, yeah, because Trump, Jake Paul's loyalty to Trump,
Oh,
and
loyalty.
Paul has a massive young audience. Trump likes
Oh,
fighter personalities,
well, shit.
and it costs Trump nothing.
To get to bend over.
Oh, you know Bend Over too?
Oh yeah.
You gotta be loyal, man. Gotta be
I got to
loyal.
meet him.
Yeah.
I told him to get out.
Yeah. So here we have old Jake Paul. Let's see what old Jake Paul says. I thought he was healing from his jaw being broken just recently,
Yeah,
and his whole face was swelled up. He looked like
it
a
was
pumpkin head.
huge. Yep. Yeah.
This guy?
Hey, Jake Paul. Hey, his brother's like number 2 or number 3 on YouTube as far as the podcaster. I
Yeah,
mean,
he's a boxer, right?
right. They stayed out there where Elvis's grandson lived. Remember in
Yeah.
Calabasas,
Yeah.
where Elvis's grandson died right out there where Jake Paul lives.
Mhm.
Isn't that funny? How he like keeps it's snowing in Calabasas. Isn't that what
Isaac Cappy.
Isaac Cappy said?
Yes.
Huh. Wonder what snowing in Calabasas means.
Could be drug dealing, cocaine. I don't know.
God is with us. I know He wants us on the right side of history. And everyone here has to do their part. And God's got us. Trump's got us. God bless. Love you, Kentucky.
I'm not impressed with the speech. I guess I should have listened to the whole thing.
He won't be there for very long.
So these are just props for the movie, right?
Yeah, I mean, well, it says Trump's aware of media cycles, so bringing Jake Paul on the stage
Oh, he's all about the ratings. Yeah,
gets the ratings up.
and he knows that there's and I'm not gonna. This is no disrespect to any generations. You got the Boomer generation, and you got the Gen X, the Gen Z. You have all the different generations, and he knows each figurehead in each generation to tap into that,
Yes.
right?
Yeah, and
Look
he's
at
saying that he will attract the younger generation.
right,
John Paul.
but also he could be destroying his career right here too.
Yeah, yeah, true.
Just like what's her name that came out the other day that endorsed Trump so she can get her Nicki Minaj.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's like they're just doing the same thing to bite
Yeah,
him.
after she did that, her pretty much her career went.
Yeah, she
Like,
lost millions of subscribers,
yes.
right? But anyways, let's continue here. Let's see what's going
Hey,
on.
you got your subscribers up on the top there. That's nice.
Yeah, this is the subscribers. Thank you, Nadine, for pointing
Yeah.
that out. So a special thank you to everybody on that list. I still got more to add. Um, this is from the last few weeks. Oh,
Yeah,
Sheepdog, go ahead.
for showing some love or purchasing the raffle tickets.
Showing love, purchasing raffle tickets, just overall support for everything that we're doing here. Uh, but the list is I'm gonna add everybody overall from the very beginning till now. but just wanted to test this out, show some support, show some love for everybody out there. Thank you. I put your names across the top.
We appreciate y'all very, very much.
Yeah. So we've been meaning to do that. So we just got around to do it. Also, we've been working on the different ways of getting um, the platform to be boosted, like as far as putting in the right wording and hashtags and stuff like that. I have to learn all that and put all that in. I didn't. I just. I, some people are good at that. I'm having to learn it.
I'm
Right.
blasted horrible at that hashtag. I was told early on in this, put hashtags, but I'm like, yeah, 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 and never freaking remember. Never remember to do it.
Yeah, I saw it. I see it all the time. I didn't know that it helped with the
Yeah, it helps with the visual.
yeah, I didn't know.
So I put in all the popular hashtags. The most popular one today is short-term pain for long-term gain. Hashtag.
Oh
That was a
no.
cool one. And then I put like Iran. You do like a hashtag Iran word, hashtag Iraq war, different like keywords. I
Helps to
haven't been
hit the
doing that. It
algorithm.
helps it get, yeah. I
Yeah.
was just depending on the people to click like and share and subscribe.
Yeah, it
I
helps
wasn't.
on Twitter too when you do the pound sign and then whatever words you want to use, and then you'll go to all those different posts, every one of them. It helps, like if you lost something, you're looking for something again. Like if I put 1871 in pound 1871, I know that one of my posts is going to come up with that video with 1871.
All right, let's see this again here.
God is with us.
Let's get this party started.
I know he wants us on the right side of history. And everyone here has to do their part. And God's got us. Trump's got us. God bless. Love you, Kentucky.
No, he's a great guy. He's a courageous guy and a talented guy. He's a hell of a fighter, too, by the way. And I just want to say, I'm going to make a prediction that you will be, in the not too distant future, running for political office. Okay? And you have my complete and total endorsement. Okay.
He just endorsed Jake Paul, just like he endorsed John Cornyn here in Texas. Like all the like his endorsements aren't really worth a lot. He's not endorsing. To me, he's not endorsing change. He's endorsing more of the same. You get it?
Yeah, yes, people. That's all he wants. Yes, people. Yes, yes, sir. That's
So
exactly
why
right.
now? I got a question. Why is they bringing him to the forefront like that? And is this really a serious endorsement right in the middle of a war?
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
Alleged war. We know it's not war. They haven't declared a war since World War II, since the CIA came into the mix 2 years after World War II.
It doesn't make sense. I guess, like they said, to get his ratings up, momentum.
Yeah, that's not
See,
even
maybe
serious. Is he really a
gauge the
politician?
supporters.
I haven't even heard him be an act. He's not even an activist. He's a dude that carries a purse.
I know.
He's a dude that carries a purse and fights in rigged fights and gets paid big money. I mean, that's all they do. It's just they're all.
I didn't know he was that political.
I didn't either. Like I don't even know what the hell he's. What is he? What is he for? What is he against? I don't
It
know.
didn't say.
His girlfriend, I think, is a Olympic gold medalist.
Is she?
Yeah, she just won, I believe.
And you have my complete and total endorsement.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, that's what we want. He's an incredible guy. A lot of courage.
All right. Well, let's go see what he thinks about Thomas Massey. Right. Let's go see what he thinks about Thomas Massey.
We got to get rid of this loser. This guy is bad. He's disloyal to the Republican Party. He's disloyal to the people of Kentucky. And most importantly, he is disloyal to the United States of America.
Oh.
And he's got
Oh, you mean the corporation?
to be voted out of office as soon as possible. We got to get rid of this loser.
He's not talking about Jake Paul or Lindsey Graham or anybody like that.
This guy is bad. He's
talking about
disloyal
now
to the Republican Party.
and he's in his own state. You notice that they're quiet. That they were quiet a couple times during this. I didn't listen to the whole thing. there's key points where this crowd wasn't really cheering like they would think Trump. So that's a good thing, because now your people are starting to wake up and realize you don't clap for everything. Like, right? Maybe we're being tested, right?
True.
So they were really quiet when he was talking about Massey, and they were really quiet when they were talking about the Iran war.
He's disloyal to the people of Kentucky, and most importantly, he is disloyal to the United States of America.
So you know who Trump endorsed, right? In Kentucky, a never Trumper, another never Trumper, somebody that hated his guts. So let that sink in. So consider this: Donald Trump is headed to Kentucky today. He's there. He's going to endorse Massey's opponent. Now hear this out. Massey's opponent is a hardcore never Trumper, but Massey forced the Epstein file release, so Trump is going to endorse the guy who left the GOP because of Trump. So let that sink in for a minute. The guy that Trump is endorsing left the GOP in 2017 when Trump came into the party, came back to the party. I think he's going to talk about that in this video. When Biden was in office, of Joe Biden, and then here Trump is endorsing him, the guy that doesn't even like him. Isn't that crazy? So Ed wants you to believe that he is a Republican, full stop. The truth is, he abandoned President Trump and left the Republican Party and discussed just days after Donald Trump won the nomination in 2016. So why is Trump bringing him to the forefront, just like he does all the other never Trumpers, like J.D.
Right.
Vance,
Yeah.
Mark Levin, Ted Cruz, all these people that are around, Rubio, right?
That didn't even look like the one now.
So here it is. Woke Eddie.
Massey.
Woke Eddie left the GOP after the Trump's nomination in 2016. That's who Trump's endorsing today. Is this that other war hero guy? He's a farmer and a war hero.
What's his name?
I think we did this because we've been.
What's his name?
I think we did this one. Remember, we were like, who's running against Massey? And then we
Oh,
looked
it was
into
that.
him, and
Didn't it start with a G?
uh-huh.
God, I can't remember. Yeah.
I'm Thomas Massey, and I approve this message.
Woke Eddie Gowrine and liberal out-of-state special interest groups have run millions in ads trying to tell you how pro-Trump he is. But what they haven't told you is Woke Eddie Gowrine abandoned President Trump's Republican Party, a complete dereliction of his MAGA duty. Woke Eddie left the Republican Party right after President Trump won the Republican nomination in May of 2016. Just check his voter registration. That's right, Trump becomes the party leader, the MAGA movement is taking off. Disgusted by what he sees, Woke Eddie Gowrine turns his back on Trump and walks away. But it gets even worse. After Eddie Gowrine left Donald Trump's GOP for over 4 years, guess when he finally changed his registration back to the Republican Party? That's right, only after President Trump was no longer in office and Joe Biden had become president in 2021. Woke Eddie Gowrine, not just a Trump hater, a Trump traitor.
Ain't that weird that Trump's endorsing
I'm
him?
Tom.
Isn't that kind of strange, guys?
Yeah.
So this has to be a psychological operation, because
Look
this
at
shit.
Massey and how much different he looks.
Right, look at him.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, they killed his wife, or somebody. His wife passed away.
Yes, I forgot what happened. Yeah, she passed
Well, I can't
away
say
a
they
couple of
killed
years
her.
ago, right?
Just
Or
passed
4
away.
years
Not
ago?
long
I don't
ago.
remember, but it was several years ago.
Yeah, he does look a little
But
different,
he's
doesn't he?
remarried now. But yeah, if you look at the older ones, his face is more round, and his
Yeah.
voice even sounds different.
Yep, Eddie's in trouble. Yeah, look into
That don't
Eddie.
look like Trump either.
Look into Eddie and think mirror of what Trump says. How about that? And I think everybody will be just fine. Right? When he was in support, when he was peace, no regime change, peace, no new wars. That's the OG Trump. This new one is doing something to bring out these warmongers, in my opinion, to the forefront so we can see them.
Hmm.
Right? Why was Eddie hiding in the background for so long? Why did he have to leave as soon as the Trump that I voted for back in 2016 showed up on the scene? What was he, like a Clinton? What was he hoping Hillary Clinton won? You think Eddie had a little something for Miss Hillary Clinton, who's actually back in the the news today. She's in full support of Trump's war in Iran, which we knew that because of past interviews, right? Yep, she's back on the scene. She's looking a little different though, you know. Here she is. I don't mean to scare y'all, but if there's any kids in the room, have them leave.
The Jennifer Tarlow, whatever her name, that scared me worse than Hillary. I'm like, oh no, not that woman again. I haven't seen that broad in like 2 years, I think.
Right.
Jennifer Tarlow, is that her? I think that's her name.
So yeah, we on the stage we see Trump attacking Massey, but is he really attacking him, or is he giving him the spotlight, so to speak? I mean, because it's a little weird that you're going after the only person that's actually
he
trying to
said,
that's trying to uphold your campaign promises.
Right, but Massey aligns with more of a republic than he does to corporations. So maybe that's
Oh,
why.
he's a threat to APAC. It's control and the intelligence agencies. All right, here she is, guys.
I think all of that is a very good signal that
And it's like a really horrible recording or something.
there is beginning to be a better understanding, both by the president and the people around him, as well as by the leaders of our European allies, that there can be common ground amongst us. And the kind of dismissiveness that we saw in the first Trump administration has been replaced by a much more obvious working relationship.
Oh, he's been replaced? Hold on. Something's been replaced. What'd you say? Hold on.
Much more obvious work has been replaced by a much more obvious working administration has been replaced by a much more obvious working relationship to the good of European security, transatlantic security, and hopefully Ukrainian security. So I'm actually encouraged. I think all of that.
Yeah, so she's encouraged by Hillary Clinton is very encouraged by Donald Trump's warmongering and looking forward to a new working relationship. I don't think it's Trump's warmongering. I think it's Lindsey Graham and whoever the warmongers are. He's allowing them to.
The generals.
He's allowing them to go out there and day one they blew up a school of little girls.
They have contracts. They have stocks. Right. When
Yeah.
their coffers start getting low, right? They got to fill them back up.
Hell yeah, you got badass missiles like this one coming out. Just guess what this one's called? The Stormbreaker. Right. So this one can see through no matter what the weather is, it can see through all that. So this is what the technology. This is where they're going with the money and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So this is just one of the missiles. U.S. Navy approves Raytheon Stormbreaker smart weapon for use on Super Hornet fleet. So these are precision strike capability will increase fleet lethality and survivability. So you don't have to put a couple pilots in here in harm's way or whatever, you know. So you're going to have unmanned flights, a lot more unmanned flights or things.
Yeah.
So this was February 20th, 2026, Tucson, Arizona. So there you go, Stormbreaker. Here's another one. Raytheon's partners with Department of War on 5 landmark agreements to expand critical munitions production. So they're going to increase production of munitions. And we'll go over that at another date. This is right up my alley right here. Kind of bringing back memories. So they got different ones, AMRAAMs. All right, so this is what the future of war fighting is going to be looking like, folks. That's kind of where, right? But just think about the cost of these wars, right? Cost. You know, you got
a lot. A lot.
Right. So I showed this in the chat the other morning, and it was just pretty emotional. It's an AI video, but it shows the Iran just released a video showing two parallel stories: a girl getting ready to go to school, and a U.S. Navy pilot getting ready to bomb the school that she attends. Brutal, right? But that's not what took place. But it's in any sense that we're seeing right now, what we're seeing that hit that school is a tomahawk, and the tomahawk, and we can go over that too. uh, Iran doesn't have tomahawks. All right, so somebody did that, or I think it's maybe a cover up. I think it's kind of got fingerprints of Netanyahu trying to get people into a nuclear war. Is what I think he wants. He wants us to get us all into this big ass thing to where we all kill each other, and then they're there to clean up, pick up the pieces.
Care of it, maybe.
Yeah. So here's the two parallels, right? Um, so there's that parallel, right? And the dehumanization of people on either end, especially other people's children, right? All right. So we showed that in the chat the other morning. Was it yesterday morning? Yeah.
Yeah, on the chat.
Right. So people that have been in action, if you're veterans, or have are coming to the conclusion, and it's a hard pill to swallow, that we were called heroes, right?
Right.
But we didn't see, or the guys on the ground, boots on the ground, did see firsthand of what the war actually does to families, innocent women and children, and just other patriots of other countries that are just trying to live their lives just like we are. Um, but based on lies by the media and some of these world leaders, a lot of people are no longer with us, right?
Right.
Americans, Iraqi, Afghanistan, whatever country that had fought in any of these wars, going all the way back to World War II, Vietnam War, right? A lot of so the civilians that get caught up in these psyops from the Fox News, CNN, to all of a sudden flip flop into supporting war, you're gonna have to stand for something, and you're going to fall for everything. But the veterans, been there, done that, and we don't want to go back. And we know where this is going to lead ultimately when it comes to the Creator's judgment on us as a whole. So I just pray that we can correct course and stop falling for the wartime narratives, the blood sacrifices that they want us to make, right? When we have Americans here at home trying to make ends meet. 80%, 70% of the American population is living paycheck to paycheck. We got elderly on Social Security with inflation. They're fighting a silent war that most people aren't hearing because they're older. They're not on social media, and they're not really complaining about it on social media. But they're fighting silent wars at home, trying to make ends meet. So we want to fix America first. Let's clean this up. Let's stop doing the immoral bullshit overseas. No more regime change. Let's take care of the people home at home. And until that happens, it's just more of the same. And right now they're showing us, I guess, they're showing us how the evangelical Christians end times prophecies are trying to mix in with political wars to make prophecies come true, to make the second return of Christ or whatever they're wanting to do. That has nothing to do with the second coming, right? Bombing thy neighbor, right? But here's a little clip right here from a vet here. Let me go ahead and play this.
20 years ago, I participated in a war on terror. And today, I'm having to come to terms with the realization that I was the terrorist.
So you wonder why you have
a reflection moment.
you had a reflection moment, like I had,
I think most of us all have.
like most of us are having, and
Throughout
we're all
this
having this
ordeal.
reflection moment. We're all having to look in the mirror. So I salute her for having the courage to come on here and say this. That doesn't mean that she's not a patriot and she doesn't support the troops or anything like that. You just realize how you were psychologically manipulated into supporting something that you would probably never really do had you not been psychologically manipulated into supporting something or getting. I was too, right? All of us.
Oh yeah.
Right. We were cheering it on, right? But we got to fix that. So I salute her.
20 years ago.
So then we go to, right, we're sacrificing our children to, right?
You know what's weird? I thought of the other day when you had the show on during the morning. It's weird how I remember back with the last war, the one you were probably in with Iraq, and it's almost like how people pull together with Christmas, Thanksgiving, Halloween, Easter, like all of those. That's kind of how this war coverage goes. Like it brings people together through not being together. It's that kind of feeling from what I remember. It gives them a kind of like we're all in this together kind of patriot thing, and it's really not.
No.
Oh yeah, it's propaganda.
Them good old boys are at it again, 'cause God told Trump it's time to win. Soaring high and mighty in red, white, and blew up another evil man. And we might have hit a school of children, but sacrifices must be made to pay for freedom. So don't you cry out fear or the terrorists win. Grab your guns, son, and suit up. It's time to do some liberating. 'Cause you know these boots were made for marching. So marching's exactly what the fuck they're gonna do. Liberating the whole world in the name of red, white, and blue. And Israel too. And you know if we don't fight them over there, it'll be over here. And you don't want that shit, do you? The Bible says to bless that country. So what if dying for your country is just what the fuck you were born to do? Yeah. And the devil is an evil guy, a serpent and a father of lies. Thomas Massey got married twice, and now he's all but hurt over genocide. I had about enough of this guy. Trump said hate him, so I hate him, right? I mean, I'm curious about those Epstein files, but I guess Trump said it's time to go liberated. 'Cause you know, these bombs were made for dropping, so dropping's exactly what the fuck they're gonna do. Liberating the whole world in the name of red, white, and blue, and Israel too. And you know, if we don't fight them over there, it'll be over here, and you're not a bitch, are you? The Bible says to bless that country, so what if dying for their country is just what the fuck you were born to do? So lay down your dreams and raise up your flags and praise Trump that the world doesn't think we're all fags. We're so manly and tough, we just can't get enough of the blood of the children fueling our system. And praise Val for the way he blessed Trump with a brain that could go from pro-peace to zombie John McCain. Well, America's back, the conservatives have won. And as we Christians always say, it's time to sacrifice our sons. Praise God! Praise God! He didn't know how much we love him, but we fucking know it now. Praise God! Praise God! We're grateful for your occupation. One nation under Goyim are all stupid, and they do our bidding now. Praise me! We didn't know how much we loved him, but we fucking know it now. USA! 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 9/11, never forget. God bless you, America. USA, 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 USA.
Immense love and eternal gratitude to the families of the fallen, and sadly, there will likely be more before it ends. That's the way it is.
And there we go. All right.
And that's just the way it is. That's
Bail,
what
and that's just the way it is.
Concrete used to sign off as.
So bail 6 million, humanity 0. All right, so that was put out by Dan Smoots. The system is down. All right. System over down. Then we got the Epstein military. All right. But meantime, here we go. Little
all the anti-Semites, to all the isolationists. I don't believe. Forget it. I'm not with you. I'm with Israel. I will be with Israel to our dying day. They're the best ally we could hope for. So we have a commander-in-chief in President Trump who I don't believe. Forget it. I'm not with you. I'm with Israel. I'll get it. I'm not with you. I'm with Israel. I'll forget it. I'm not with you. I'm with Israel. I will be with Israel.
What'd he say?
Forget it. I'm not with you. I'm with Israel.
Okay, yeah, that's what we thought. Anyways, you're dismissed, sir or ma'am. You're dismissed. Right, so, oh, no, I lost my screen there. Hold on. Where are we at? Here we go. All right, let's get back to the business here. We got a little bit of, is that Ted Cruz? Teddy boy? There's Ted Cruz. Yeah, there it is. All right, let's see what Ted's got to say.
I could tweet this morning Good morning.
Good morning.
And hundreds of anti-Semitic responses would immediately fill my social media. Turns out I've seen many times an image of myself in a bikini with the flag of Israel.
What?
Hey, is that real?
Yeah, he said that.
What?
This is real.
Oh my gosh.
This is not AI. It's on C-SPAN.
Would immediately fill my social media.
At 11:11 a.m. in DC.
That's gotta be AI.
No. He's at an anti-Semitism conference. He's a Canadian living in Texas at an anti-Semitism conference.
That's twisted.
What the hell is he doing? He's like Lindsey Graham. We never see this fucker in Texas. Only time he's here is to do photo ops. When he was removing paint off from off the bridge that said Charlie Kirk something, he was out there pretending like to be covering it up with paint. Yeah, that's probably the only time we hear about from Ted Cruz is when he's evacuating. So we know a storm's coming when him and his family go out of the country. Is this because they'll be like here locally? They go, is this a Ted Cruz kind of storm? Like it's an inside thing.
Turns out I've seen many times an image of myself in a bikini with the flag of Israel.
Oh,
I could.
That's crazy. I wonder what that looked like. I think it was there. It is. I think this is what he's talking about. I don't have this one. I have him in a cheerleading outfit.
Oh.
I don't have him in this one. This is the first.
I know. I think I'm offended.
That's
Either offended or grossed out. I'm not sure.
Okay, get that off.
What? No, that's what he's talking about. I had to bring the receipts. There we
Right.
go. Here we go. Let's get him off of there. I put him in. I seen him in a, like I said, a cheerleading outfit. Him and Randy Fine, and then they play that song. Yeah, well, definitely not real.
No.
Sorry, I'm trying to pull it off here. There we go. Add this back. Yep, so there you go on that. There's Lindsay, there's Hillary. So we also have the Doomsday plane flying over California here recently. Doomsday plane spotted flying over. So it was flying low over California. Is Iran tensions rocket.
The Doomsday plane.
And they have drones all of a sudden coming back around.
Oh, Don Jr.'s drones? Huh?
Yeah. Well, I don't know who's invested in these drones. I would like to know.
Don Jr.
Well, so now killer drones, probably manufactured by Palantir, will be launched across America to terrorize our citizens and justify more war, lockdowns, digital IDs, mass surveillance, etc., etc., etc. What are the odds that the terrorists are actually from our own government? She says. ABC News put out, the FBI has warned police departments in California that they have the Epstein files. Oh, wait, hold on. That's not what they said. The FBI has warned police departments in California that Iran wants to retaliate. How does that FBI know that? Don't they got other shit going on other than sharing so-called alleged intelligence with the public to put us in fear? Huh? So the FBI, okay, that Iran wants to retaliate for American attacks by launching offensive drones. So these drones are going to be offensive against the West Coast, according to an alert review. Why would the Iran attack the West Coast when they would be, wouldn't they be East Coast first? I have to look at a map. Where's Iran? Let me look at the map. What would that look like? Got to look at a world map. Let's pull that up real quick. Where are we at? See, Iran. So they're going to go from, wow. Here, let me share this tab here. So let's think about this for a minute. So Iran's going to send drones. Here's Iran right here. Over here. Okay. Now, if they fly drones west, they're going to hit what? The East Coast. That's a hell of a flight, ain't it, for some drones? Even if they fly the other direction to the West Coast, it's still halfway across the world. So you're telling me the military doesn't knows? So the FBI knows that Iran's going to possibly be flying drones in the West Coast. What is the military's response to this? Y'all are going to allow that to take place? Like, what? Oh, that's right. The FBI is assisting in the military intelligence thing. Remember?
Yeah.
Kash Patel said he's going to be helping out with the war effort
The
because
intel.
he ain't got nothing else going on.
Right.
Because Trump told him to move past the Epstein stuff.
It's one of those things where you have to be asleep to believe it. George Carlin.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, like, real, it's crazy. Now, if we want a flat Earth, that might make a little bit more sense than flying drones over there. But on a ball Earth, it doesn't make any sense. I guess that's the point there.
Yeah, is that what it says? That crazy stuff that didn't even make sense.
What's that? So,
stop. And then one of the most important videos was a gentleman who, after the event happened, he walked around and.
all right. So what we're talking about is probably leading up to like some kind of a TATTACK, right? That could take place here. How's that going to look? I don't know. They're already setting the stage. The FBI is already talking about drones in Iran because of the war. They're going to send drones in. And anyway, so so if something like that takes place, on every American in the area should keep these tips in mind. All right, if you really want to expose who was really behind the attack.
66 cent. X66 cent. Yes, sir. It's July 4th.
Right.
So I just want every American to be on the same page when the terrorist attack happens here in America. You know, we made a few mistakes in the Charlie Kirk assassination, or we learned quite a bit in the Charlie Kirk assassination, I should say. And one of the things that we've learned was when an attack or event happens, it is mission critical that you continue filming. You pull out your phone, you don't stop filming. Cut your videos in 5 or 10 minute increments. So start and stop recording instantly again, so that way you have multiple videos and multiple takes. That way, if one video gets burnt or corrupted, you're not losing the entire file. So it's super important to actually have our phones out, be recording when it happens, and don't stop. And then one of the most important videos was a gentleman who, after the event happened, he walked around and just interviewed everybody, talked to everybody. He could spend an extra hour or two long. That was a full 1 hour long video where he was just walking around the campus at the Charlie Kirk assassination filming. So these are all things that when these attacks happen, we all know it's going to be Israel. And we all know that it's going to be Israeli Mossad assets dressed like fucking Iranian terrorists. They're going to put fake passports in there. They're going to blow shit up. We're also being told that they're going to target civilian areas that only have one like high casualty trauma center in the city. So that way, when a mass casualty event happens, everybody heads to the one trauma unit. And then at that trauma unit, they're already going to have alleged sleeper cells that are dressed like law enforcement officers that are actually going to be Israeli terrorists. And they're going to open fire on the wounded victims that are coming into the triage units to get help. So these are all things that we should be well aware of, especially if you work in a medical facility. Like, it is going to be massively important for you to be paying attention and recording as the fucking people are coming in. Or as soon as the event happens, if it happens in your town and you work at a hospital, you need to be filming everybody. Every single person coming in and out of those doors. You never know who's going to be the sleeper cell and who's going to be the agents undercover. And that's what you guys want to really make sure that you're kind of just staying on top of. You're paying attention to these things, because we know it's going to be Israel. We know they're going to try to blame Iran. And this time, we're not letting our government get away with it. This time, they're not covering this shit up. This time, they're not using this as an excuse to drive us into a ever-friending fucking war. I'm not sending my kids off to die. You're not sending your kids off to die. No matter how many of us they blow up here in America, which is going to be coming very, very soon. You can bookmark this tweet. We almost guarantee you all of the writing is on the walls. And big shout out to Shadow of the Ezra for sharing this one, because Ted Cruz is laying the groundwork for it right now. Check this out.
Concerned about sleeper cells. There's been discussion of that.
Look, the risk of terrorism right now is quite high. We tragically saw in Austin, Texas, just last weekend, we saw a terrorist attack. We also saw another terrorist attack in New York City. There is a heightened danger of terrorism right now, and I will say it is particularly indefensible that Democrats have shut down the Department of Homeland Security while we are facing an enhanced terrorist risk. The Department of Homeland Security exists to guard against terrorist attacks. The danger has never been higher than right now, particularly after 4 years of open borders under Joe Biden. We know that radical Islamic...
See how those borders keep coming back into play for their attack? That narrative?
I told you about the
Especially
borders,
since
right?
them borders.
The people they were busting, the CB, what are they called, Border Patrol and all that was helping the cartels, right?
Yeah.
And there's a bunch of indictments.
Well, you have Mossad and the sort on the other side too.
There's a bunch of indictments I looked up, but there's no names yet. So it's getting hot, it looks like.
All right. Yeah.
Terrorists entered this country, and there's a vulnerability all across this country. It is disgraceful and indefensible for the Democrats to vote party line not to fund the Department of Homeland Security right now. We need to open it up and fully fund it.
You know, open it up and throwing more money on it, Eddie. It's going to make us safer.
And what was Homeland Security part of the Patriot Act, right?
Yeah. Patriot Act. All this came into play because of the Patriot Act. So they had to have Trump step aside so they could let Biden keep the border open, or the Democrats or somebody to blame when something happens. Now they have it. But hey, if we throw $1 trillion, let's throw, I don't know, just give them $100 trillion more dollars and maybe we'll be safer.
That's why they've already started. That's why they put up the flock cameras. They put up they want to increase surveillance and drones. I posted that the other day in the chat, and how some of the states are pushing back against that, and some are wanting more of that. Like Texas is one that wants more of that. Increase surveillance. And probably because of what happened in Austin.
Or what's fixing to start happening.
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems like they're priming up for something, right? Yeah, because it's the great noticing. Everybody's noticing you. People are waking up. They knew this day was coming, right? They don't fear.
And what is it?
Ted Cruz?
Yeah, Ted Cruz and John Cornyn, right? They're the ones that didn't want voted against the Epstein files to come out, right?
Yeah.
And John Cornyn, I just posted that he gets money from AIPAC. He's pro-Israel as well.
So keep your head on a swivel. I don't have to tell this audience not to go out to a protest that's bought and paid for by BlackRock, do I?
Right.
Or some foreign corporation that's funding these protests. Especially when they're all happen simultaneously across the country, like that kind of planning.
Right.
When it should be local, when randomly. That's a real protest. Is random and local. Small. They're usually small and they don't even make the TV.
They were saying in Iran that all the mosques were being bombed.
Oh, they are?
But the Iranian youth said well, I had the article. They said they're not worried about it because they're not into that anymore. The religious part of it.
Yeah, so we're in a holy war.
No, they're not. The youth is not interested in the
Oh yeah,
religious part anymore. They're
no.
into a spirituality. That's what they're saying.
Okay.
So they said that there's a big shift.
Yeah, people are shifting their pants because of that shift. So we have Israeli real estate brokers who were mentioned in the Epstein files. There we go. Let's pull it. Oh, let me get this on the screen. There we go. So, Israeli real estate brokers who were mentioned in the Epstein files and have direct links to Jared Kushner have been convicted of sex trafficking. Oren, Alon, and Tal Alexander were found guilty on all 10 charges. Victims were drugged and transported across state lines before being physically restrained and sexually assaulted. Representative Thomas Massey found the Alexander brothers in the Epstein files while the DOJ had redacted their last name. They are now going to jail. Thank you, Massey.
Yeah. See, that's crazy, huh? That, they're attacking him. That's why they're attacking.
Trump's mad because they're linked to Jared Kushner. He's trying to remember. He said, "My family's in there. I got people I want to protect."
Yes. Yes.
This was you knew right off the bat. You should have known Jared and his
Well,
daughter.
I haven't found his name, but he has
He's not
ties to
two,
yes,
right?
like his friends. So does Trump, right?
Right. So that's coming from
Business
Shadow.
deals and stuff. Associated.
3 wealthy brothers, including 2 of New York's top real estate brokers, were found guilty of sex trafficking charges on Monday. Oren, Tal, and Alon Alexander all faced allegations they lured women and girls to exclusive parties where they drugged and raped them. The brothers had each pleaded not guilty to all charges in an indictment alleging trafficking and other criminal conduct related to 7 victims. Over the course of a 6-week trial in Manhattan federal court, 11 women testified that one or more of the brothers sexually abused them. In his closing argument on March 3rd, prosecutor Andrew Jones said the brothers masqueraded as party boys, but really were predators. Defense lawyers acknowledged that the brothers had discussed sex among themselves in crass terms. However, they argued the sexual encounters at issue were consensual. Oren and Tal Alexander co-founded the luxury real estate brokerage Official, while brother Alon was an executive at a private security company. An attorney for Alon Alexander said they disagreed with the jury's verdict and planned to appeal. Attorneys for Oren and Tal did not immediately respond to a request for comment.
There we go. So what do y'all think? So there's some justice phase. So what does that open up though?
They're also
What does this open up?
they're also doing the Zoro Ranch, right? They're going out there to see if the claims for those bodies are accurate, right? And I didn't know this, but prior to that, Trump was trying to block that, is what they said. But it went to a low court, and they went ahead and did it themselves.
All right. So WikiLeaks, Jared Kushner, linked to Israeli American brothers convicted of sex trafficking. We just read that, so here's the files. So EFTA 01660679, file number.
Yeah, so it's getting hot and heavy with the Epstein. And let me see if there's any new episode.
Yeah, the Iran stuff and the drones and the sleeper cell stuff, that's all to keep you from like, because all this other stuff's had taken place. The DOJ's covering up the Biden auto pen. Now we have this. So
right, which
and they tried to they didn't want this name redacted. These names redacted, did they?
Right, that was there's still a bunch redacted.
So
right?
Thomas Massey got them unredacted, and now they're
Yes.
going to jail.
So yeah, they're demanding senators are demanding an independent audit on how the DOJ handled the files. They're still 65,000 pages short. There's also new names in the document Florida Governor Ron DeSantis is in dozens of documents. Let's see what else. And most of those that are heavily redacted are photos, most of the photos and videos, records and emails and news clippings. That's what it says about Ron DeSantis.
Oh, that's not showing that well. These are getting cut off. Oh, there we go. Yeah, these are coming up there. All right, let me continue. There you go with that story, right? Here's the next. This one's a very interesting one. So Abagali Spam, is that Spanberger? Berger? Is it? I might be pronouncing that wrong. Is moving to disarm American citizens and abolish the Second Amendment, but she's always ready to arm Israel. So don't forget who she works for, and don't forget what causes that she serves. Right? Now check this out.
The fact that Israel, as they are reeling from a devastating massacre of civilians in their homes and in their communities, and they need additional munitions and additional Iron Dome support in order to be able to keep their country safe. The fact that we cannot take that vote today is horrible.
Wow, right? She's ready to. We got to get this. Like, how much more? I mean, didn't we just send them a bunch of? I thought the Iron Dome was like iron-proof. Why would you call it Iron Dome if it isn't nothing?
7th, it wasn't.
Yeah. Well, they flew a paraglider in there.
Okay. Stuff involving Ron DeSantis.
So who is that?
It was just for the trial stuff. So no charges or nothing bad.
So here she is right here, Abigail Spanberger for governor. She's a former CIA officer. Wow. So the former CIA officer wants to send more. Let's see what the former CIA officer wants to do here. Because I'm sure that that's what her state wants, right? That's what the senator, she's a senator now. I'm sure that's what her constituents want her to do, send more money to Israel and munitions, and I'm sure that's exactly what they want. I'm sure that's what they voted for.
Well, what was that clip that you played earlier today? Where Trump was saying we got to find out who the warmongers are.
Yeah.
That was in his first term. So
yeah,
we're seeing who they are now.
Remember Trump said, actually, that was like last year or the year before that. He said that,
Okay.
And he called out Lindsey Graham, talked all kinds of shit about
He said
her.
we need to find out who the warmongers are.
Yeah. We're seeing them right here.
Our mom was in the CIA. It's a secret. She's one of the good guys. She started my Girl Scout troop. She's like a superhero. Pow pow!
I'm Abigail Spanberger. I'm not a superhero. I am a former CIA officer and a mom. In Congress, I'll work to keep our economy growing and make healthcare more affordable. I approve this message because service to country keeps us strong. Come on, girls.
Damn, that propaganda is thick.
Yeah,
Damn.
We need another CIA in the.
Yeah, that's what we need.
Another Bush.
Hell, get Condoleezza Rice in there while you're at it.
It did come out right.
Oh, we need another Bush?
Said it's like another Bush, but a female Bush, but that didn't
Oh, it's a
sound
female Bush. Gotcha. Here we go. So here is her ads, political ads. Let's see here what we got. What's the other one here?
I'm Abigail Spanberger, candidate for governor.
I want to send more munitions and guns to another country in support of protecting them and their wars.
And I sponsored this ad.
Trump job cuts are hitting Virginia really hard, but Winsome Earl Sears doesn't think it's a real problem.
Do you support the president's purge of the federal workforce? Yes or no?
Oh, okay. If this is the way you want to go, then go ahead. But I'm just not going to participate.
Okay,
because I want to talk about real issues.
Really?
Not a real issue that thousands of Virginians are losing their jobs? Not a real issue that communities are suffering?
I want to talk about real issues.
Winsome Earl Sears supports Trump, not Virginians, and that's a real issue. Winsome Earl Sears, so far right, she's wrong for Virginia.
Well, there's a little introduction into the lady that wants to send more munitions to her state. So don't forget who she works for, and don't forget what she serves.
Right.
Go ahead, Ms. Shuto.
I was just gonna read something about an ex-MPD officer was accused of drugging women and filming assaults, faces dozens of felony charges. His name was Timothy Valentine. He was a former Metropolitan Police Department officer. His name appears on the U.S. Capitol plaque honoring officers who responded during the January 6th attack. The charges, a grand jury in Alexandria, Virginia, indicted Valentine on March 10th, 2026 on a long list of felony charges, including rape by force, rape by incapacitation, sodomy, abduction with intent to defile, unlawful filming, additional related sexual assault, and evidence related to charges. The charges span multiple jurisdictions, including Alexandria, Virginia, Prince George County, Maryland, Montgomery County, Maryland, Tacoma Park, Maryland. His investigators say he operated authorities describe a consistent pattern across cases, meeting victims. He met women through dating apps. He used aliases, including Tio and Rico. Drugging during dates, he allegedly slipped bromazolum, a potent benzodiazepine, into victims' drinks. Surveillance footage show him reaching across the table and stirring a white powder into a woman's drink while she was in the bathroom. A toxicology report later confirmed bromazola lamb. I guess that's how you say it.
Bromozolam.
Yeah. In her system. Assault after incapacitating victims, he allegedly sexually assaulted them, filmed some of their attacks, stored recordings on personal devices. At least 10 victims have been identified so far across Virginia and Maryland. Investigators believe there may be many more. The number of devices seized, patterns of behavior, and the use of multiple aliases. The multi-jurisdiction nature of the case. So Valentine was arrested in December 2025. He has been held without bond since then. So crazy, he got a plaque as for a hero during January 6th.
Wow. That's
and he had all these charges.
Wow.
Crazy, huh? An honoring hero didn't turn out to be a hero, did he?
Wow. All right. So Trump says he started the war in Iran to keep us out of war with Iran.
Yeah, that makes sense.
All right. Hope that makes sense.
A piano, furniture, $93 billion was spent, right? Lobster, steak, a piano, furniture. But for anybody who's worked in the military, especially supply, we know what's happening here, don't we? It's also true that if you don't use it, you're going to lose it. And you have to think about that when it comes to the purchasing power your military has for the next year. Any GPCs here, my government purchase card holders, these are the people that are tasked with taking care of the barracks, the brigades, the battalions, and pretty much every other thing that's underneath them as far as supply in their departments. On base, you constantly have training. You constantly have people going up levels, graduating, leaving, coming in and out. There's award ceremonies. There's offices that need to be furnished. You've got cleaning supplies. You've got boots. You've got Skillcraft toilet paper, certificate holders, picture frame, lights, paracord, and it just goes up the list. If it's something that you can't find right there at base supply, there's a really big book that you can order out of. And that's all afforded to our military as they need it. Pete Hegseth may be over the Department of War, or what we knew as the Department of Defense, but he's not the one that sets the pricing. The contractors do. Just like we felt inflation, our military certainly does too. And I think the news knew that because they were comparing prices now back to 08, and we all know what happened then, don't we? This money is being spent on our service members, not just the ones that are actively training, but the ones that are being deployed. We have to look at this on a national scale, right? When it comes to appropriating funds, that's just the way it is. The dangerous part of all of this is that the news actually has people so divided that they're willing to hate their own service members. They've stoked division and this kind of insane rhetoric for the last decade, where people who have lived here their whole life hate this country. And I'm not saying that you can't be mad at politicians for the insanity that we've seen, right? But for the same people that are worried about sleeper cells when the FBI comes out and says that that might be a possibility, to hate the very people that would be defending you against those sleeper cells, we've got a problem. When it comes to your military, they fight and defend, and it doesn't matter who they voted for. The fact of the matter is, they're here to keep you safe. $93 billion was spent, right? Lobster, steak, a piano, furniture.
Lobsters and steak.
Yeah, that's what I was telling you.
Well, if we're getting lobsters and steak, that means we're going.
How much everything costs. It's not the military. It's who's the corporation selling the stuff.
Yeah,
that
we
marks
got the
it up.
contracts with the suppliers, and the suppliers charge us $100 for a mop.
But that's across all companies. They want you to use up whatever money you have left as a boss to be able to just keep the same dollar amount for the next year, or to get an increase in your dollar amount for spending. So they've made us become accustomed to that way of thinking.
Yes.
So they screwed over everybody. Like you're not getting away.
Right.
So the Iran war is a central bank reset, right? Remember Lindsey Graham was talking about Trump sticks to a reset?
Yes.
Let me explain.
It's a lie. It's not about regime change. It's actually a central bank reset. Let me explain. So sitting above the global financial system is the Bank for International Settlements.
What's the purpose of the Bank of International Settlements?
It has sovereign immunity.
What does that mean?
Major institutions invested in the BIS include the Federal Reserve and the New York Fed, the same institutions the legacy families allow the multi-trillion-dollar black budget programs to run through.
It's above the law.
It's its own country.
Right. It's its own country. It has its own police force. No one has the legal authority to move against it.
For years, the BIS has been openly pushing a new digital financial control grid.
So when we started the project, we articulated the following hypothesis.
Remember, since the 1970s, when we came off the gold standard, we've been running on the petrodollar. The deal was the world would buy oil from Saudi Arabia in US dollars, enabling an economic boom in the region. And then Saudi Arabia would then recycle those dollars back into US assets to stimulate the US economy and preserve the legacy family's interests. But if you're about to move the world onto a new financial infrastructure,
by implementing the corresponding banking model on a programmable platform,
we have one common blockchain.
We can increase efficiency, lower costs, and reduce risk associated with cross-border wholesale payments.
You don't need that.
All right, we see who that was right there. Well, let's go back, because Larry Fink, BlackRock, isn't BlackRock invested in somebody to Save the Children marches and maybe possibly coming up? So they need some kind of an incident to take place in order to bring forward.
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's
And
a
there
lot
it is.
going on all over the place. That they need some kind of distraction.
Yeah, they need something to take place to push this along.
Structure.
By implementing the corresponding banking model on a programmable platform,
we have one common blockchain.
we can increase efficiency, lower costs, and reduce risk associated with cross-border wholesale payments.
You don't need that system forever. You need a transition event.
They can't have a nuclear weapon. It's very simple. They can't.
So transition event, right? FF. All right, so that's Cashew Nate on X. All right, so that's what everybody's bracing for. It's why you're seeing this stuff taking place on the world stage. Maybe that's even why they started this whole Iran thing, in order to have that excuse. Right? You got to blame it on somebody, right? Right.
Something pretty wild about the Save America Act. During a press briefing, Caroline Leavitt insisted the bill would not stop anyone from voting, but seconds later, she admitted that married women who changed their last name would have to update their documentation before they can vote. Meaning if your ID doesn't match your voter registration anymore, you could be forced to re-register before casting a ballot. So if you got married, changed your name, moved, or updated your address, you'd have to go through government paperwork again just to vote. Leavitt said that's not a problem, claiming Americans deal with things like the DMV and Social Security offices every day. But critics say the real issue is simple. Millions of Americans don't have passports, and getting documents like birth certificates can take weeks or even months. Now imagine that happening right before an election. And here's the kicker. Donald Trump is pushing Congress to pass the bill immediately, even saying it would guarantee the midterms for Republicans. Guarantee. Think about that. If a voting bill is supposed to guarantee election outcomes, then the question people are asking is pretty obvious. Is this really about election integrity, or about who actually gets to vote in the first place?
There you go. So that's going to have an effect if you're still participating in the voting locally. You want to make sure you get all that taken care of months in advance. Don't wait until you come up on that day and then you try to go out there and there's an issue and you think you're going to clear it up immediately.
We got all these robots, AI, to be smarter, and then you got all these inflated business. There's so many people in government, and nobody can take a document that has been signed. If you're going to get married, I wouldn't do it. You get married, and they can't send that in. Like, isn't that like? Why does that involve another step? It's another contract for these schmoes.
That's exactly it.
Yeah, they're doing one more step for you just to frustrate you and screw you over with the contracts. So it's one hand they tell you one thing, and then the other hand they're doing another, and it's just very frustrating. And the whole marriage thing, there's no way in hell. No way in hell. I don't even believe everybody's married anymore. Like I think it was all a pile of bullshit, because it has nothing to do with God. It has. I have there's no legal reason why I can't marry this person today. Legal reason? What the fuck does legal reason have to do with it?
Right, you don't need permission from the state.
No.
Well,
right?
No, it's what's love got to do with it? Not.
So this is why this Save America Act is clearly against the Constitution. It overrides the constitutional assignment of election authority to the states. Article 1, Section 4 gives states primary control over voters' qualifications and election administration. The Save America Act replaces state-level rules with federally mandated requirements for proof of citizenship documents, voter registration procedures, voter roll removals, and federal ID standards. By stripping states of their constitutional authority, the act directly conflicts with the Constitution establishes. It imposes financial and bureaucratic barriers that resemble a poll tax. The 24th Amendment bans poll taxes in federal elections, requiring documents like passports or birth certificates. Items many citizens must pay to obtain creates a financial barrier to voting. This contradicts the constitutional prohibition on conditioning the right to vote on a person's ability to pay. It undermines voting protections guaranteed by multiple constitutional amendments, 14th, 15th, 19th, and the 26th Amendment.
Right.
Prohibit discriminatory barriers to voting. The Save America Act disproportionately burdens naturalized citizens, married women with name changes, elderly voters, rural voters, and low income voters because these groups face greater difficulty obtaining the required documents. The act conflicts with the constitutional protections against discriminatory voting restrictions. It reserves the constitutional and historical trend of expanding access to the ballot. Federal voting laws like the Voting Rights Act and the National Voter Registration Act were designed to remove those barriers to voting.
What good is it if you still have the Dominion voting systems in
Mhm.
play, now called Liberty Vote? What's the point in having everyone having their paperwork put together, but you're still using those same systems
Right.
under a different name now?
So it's clearly unconstitutional.
Yeah, it takes away. Yeah. It's But there's also other things stuffed in that bill for the Democrats and the Republican parties. They both came to the table, it looks like, and they said, okay, we'll do the ID thing, but we want to still have the mutilation for the children as long as the parent says it's good to go.
Right.
So to also think about that when you're supporting that bill, you're also supporting gender mutilation for the child, but it returns the power to the parent. But what if the parent isn't of sound mind? What if they wanted a son and they have a daughter? Or what if they had a daughter and they want a son and they just, I don't know, guys. I'm just saying to me, you're still got that on the table for why are kids going through sex changes? Did you ever seen that before in your life up until now or heard about it? I haven't.
It's the food, it's the medicines, it's the vaccines probably, it's all of it. And the screwy way of thinking with the schools and social media, all of it that's messing everybody up.
Right.
That's right. So there you go with the Save America Act. It's kind of like
Yeah.
false advertising. How are you saving America when you're still greenlighting
Right.
gender with children? You know,
So like
is that really saving America?
no. So yeah, I mean it would cost you more money if you were if you got married or if you're married, it doesn't let you. Of course, if you're married, your name is not going to match your birth certificate, so you're going to have to get your marriage license, all the additional documents to show that you are that person.
Damn.
It has to have a chain title, right?
Why don't they show you that?
And that costs money. That costs money to get all that. And that's why they're saying it's a poll
But
tax.
that's for the federal elections, though.
Right, just for federal.
Keep that in mind. That's for federal. Local's different, but however they want to nationalize the vote, they want to take it away from the states and make it all federal.
Right.
But the thing with the other morning, I think you read it out for us, that if they want all this stuff, they have to pay for it.
Yeah, that's under the Clearfield Doctrine.
Yeah,
right?
that's
Because
yeah.
they're acting in two capacities. They're acting as a sovereign republic government and which they're not acting as that, but they still have that under their belt, I guess. And then they're acting as a corporation. So
under the fifth, but with the Federal Reserve notes.
yes. So yeah, we're not supposed to pay anything, not for a license, not for anything. That's all in the Clearfield Doctrine, right?
Right. It says once they started printing the fake money, that was it.
Yeah.
Once they printed the fiat, the Federal Reserve notes, yeah, then they became all right. And all that started in 1920s in Florida when they became incorporated. Right. 1929, was that what it was? Yeah, the floral state.
Florida.
So do y'all have Lady G fatigue? Because Bobby Sauce does. Bobby Sauce has Lady G fatigue, the most outspoken warmonger, serpent-born operative perhaps to ever live. is gracing the airwaves daily to encourage the world to send their young men and women into another damn war zone. And if all the veterans are lighting his ass up, they're like, not on our watch, Lady G. You're not fooling me like y'all did in Iraq War when we sent us over there to do all that, right? Nah. We learned our lessons.
This video is going pretty viral today. Let's see if you can figure out why.
That has to stop. The double dealing of the Arab world when it comes to this stuff needs to end. I go back to South Carolina. I'm asking them to send their sons and daughters over to the Mideast.
He's going to. You think he's going back to South Carolina? I can't. I don't think he can get his lips off Netanyahu's butthole long enough to go back to South Carolina and actually ask those people. I don't think he's got the balls to face them, figuratively and physically.
What I want you to do.
Okay, well, I have Lindsey Graham fatigue like I couldn't even tell you. Who likes this guy? Whom? I am honestly convinced that the only person on this planet that actually likes Lindsey Graham is Donald Jerusalem Skyscraper and the country that he works for that isn't America. Every single day, this guy can't help but to pull the nearest Pen 15 out of his face hole and go, Israel. You go back to South Carolina and tell them to send their sons and daughters to the Middle East. Why don't you go to the Middle East, you squishy demon? Since when is Lindsey Graham Cracker, Lady G, when is this person in control of our foreign policy? This dude is playing golf with Trump, hanging out with Trump, on Air Force One with Trump. And any time that he's not with Trump, calling him Reagan Plus. He's Reagan Plus. He's over at his favorite place, Israel. I stand with Israel. There's another video that's going viral today of he talks about how he stands with them till the end of time. Brother, move there. Literally move there. No one likes you. But for whatever reason, for whatever purpose, nobody can seem to connect the dots that the only reason Lindsey Graham Cracker has any pull whatsoever is because of one person and one person only. And that is one Donald Jerusalem Skyscraper. And then every person you're like, it's like you guys are the conservative is the guy on Hannity every day telling us to go fight every country. Now he's saying we got to bomb Cuba. He's saying we got to go to Cuba. Cuba's free net. Brother, my brother and Squishy Demon, why don't you go to Cuba, Lady G? I am sick of seeing this dude's face. This dude is 70 years old. This guy is the definition of a deep state swamper. But who keeps propping him up? Who keeps putting him on? Hannity, Fox News, Donnie J. And of course, the people that are benefiting tremendously as a result of all the things that he says every day, which last time I checked is never anything about America, never anything about his own state, South Carolina, and everything about, and then if you're like, hey, Lindsey Graham is a deep state neocon warmonger pig, all they can say is, why do you support President Trump? Why do you support Trump? I really don't like Lindsey Graham. Retire, demon.
Why don't you support President Trump? Like when you call out Lindsey Graham, like, why don't you support Lindsey Trump? Right. That's old Bobby Sauce on X, right?
Quick word from traitor Lindsey Graham.
God bless Israel.
All right.
So here he is on Hannity, right? The great, what's Hannity's nickname? Does Hannity have a nickname? A whisperer, the Netanyahu whisperer. That's it. Remember, he whispered in his ear, and then he said, "I would tell y'all, but I can't." What I told him.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the Netanyahu whisperer. That's
Well,
what
that
I
was
call
like 5 days ago. You brought that, didn't you? Right?
it. Yeah, but he whispered in his ear a few years
Yeah.
back. I don't know the date on that whisper in the ear, but
Should move all our stuff to Israel. Thank you.
I know that was super ambiguous and way too short. Here's an extent. How about we start off with a quick word from traitor Lindsey Graham?
God bless Israel.
All right.
We should move all our stuff to Israel. Thank you.
I know that was super ambiguous and way too short. Here's an extended version.
Anti-Semites to all the isolationists. I don't believe. Forget it. I'm not with you. I'm with Israel. I will be with Israel to our dying day. They're the best ally we could hope for. So we have a commander-in-chief in President Trump, who I think is Ronald Reagan plus. Anti-Semite.
Remember just yesterday?
Ronald Reagan plus.
Wow.
Oh, you mean George Bush Sr.?
Those flying. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Those flying, whatever they were, they look like when Netanyahu the other day when you showed Netanyahu dressed all in black as the man in black. That's what it reminded me of. Remember they had the number 6 or number 9 underneath it?
Yes.
Yeah.
This is the F-35 right here. So this aircraft carrier, whichever one, they just like to show this while they're talking. You go back and look at the Iraq war footage of propaganda, and they like to do this while they're talking about elections and stuff like that. Other things, they'll play like people being launched off the aircraft carriers, rockets launching, smoke in the background. They do the whole thing.
Oh man, the one that was so disturbing was that the one from Iraq, wasn't it? With that guy holding on and then he fell off when the thing was taken off. And that was the 9/11 plane. Remember, it had 11/9 was the numbers on it. Yeah, that was disturbing.
To our dying day. They're the best ally we could hope for. So we have a commander-in-chief in President Trump, who I think is Ronald Reagan plus. Anti-Semite.
Remember just yesterday when Donald Trump said, come on, make it across the Strait of Hormuz, all you cargo carriers, all of you VLCCs, your oil tankers, make it across. What could possibly happen? We got the U.S. Navy there. We'll escort you. Everything will be fine. And based on that news alone, oil prices immediately began to drop, went from $115 a barrel to around $77 a barrel. And then we got this news report from Fake Stream Media saying that according to intelligence agencies, they began to see some indications that Iran was deploying mines in the Strait of Hormuz. Roll the propaganda.
We have some important breaking news, and that is that CNN is learning Iran has begun laying mines in the Strait of Hormuz. This is according to 2 people familiar with the matter. It's another major complication as the world's top oil exporter warns there could be, quote, catastrophic consequences for oil markets if the conflict keeps disrupting ship and oil tanker traffic through the strait. He says beyond upending shipping and insurance, the ongoing disruption could snowball, threatening aviation, agriculture, and other industries. A short time ago, the White House repeated President Trump's promise to provide government-backed insurance as well as naval escorts to keep tankers moving.
Who cares if you have insurance and naval escorts if a drone comes in and kills your crew and destroys your vessel and sends it to the bottom of the Persian Gulf? But that's just me.
So far, those shipping companies are resisting traveling through the region while the fighting goes on. Let's talk about this now.
And wouldn't you know it, within 50 minutes of that report, oil shot up from $77 a barrel to over $85 a barrel. Now, I'm no rocket scientist, but you'd think there'd be a lot of people out there who could make a whole pile of cash if they had that kind of insider information. So are mines being laid in the Strait of Hormuz by the Iranians, or are they not? And are they just trying to stoke oil price fears? As the reaction portion to the problem, reaction solution that the government and the media is always engaged in against us? In the last hour, the White House just posted a Truth Social post from Donald Trump himself saying, I'm pleased to report that within the last few hours, we have hit and completely destroyed 10 inactive mine-laying boats and or ships with more to follow. And we have this report from AD Media Office that says, Abu Dhabi authorities are responding to a fire that broke out at a facility in Ruwais Industrial Complex caused by a drone attack. No injuries have been reported at this time. I don't know the extent of the damage or if there was any damage. I don't know who lobbed the missile or the drone, but what I do know is the Ruwais refinery is the 4th largest refinery on planet Earth, refining almost 1 million barrels of oil a day. That makes this oil refinery right here pretty dang important on the global oil refinery stage. And whether mine laying in the Strait of Hormuz or bombing oil refineries is a reality, the bottom line is this increases tensions, stokes fears, and arouses uncertainty. And everybody knows that's a perfect recipe for higher prices for you and I, and better opportunities for those who are in the big club that you and I just aren't a part of. And speaking of being in the big club, I always trust the government. So when during a press briefing, they tell us that we're winning,
we are winning.
I just go ahead and cash the check because I know the money's in the bank.
Iran stands alone, and they are badly losing. On day 10 of Operation Epic Fury, we are winning with an overwhelming and unrelenting focus on our objectives, which are the same as the day I gave my first briefing here on Operation Epic Fury. They're straightforward, and we are executing them with ruthless precision. One, destroy their missile stockpiles, their missile launchers, and their defense industrial base. Missiles and their ability to make them.
And never mind that it's already cost us over $1 billion, $1 billion tax cattle dollars every single day of this not war. Rest assured, the U.S. military industrial complex is doing the right thing because we always do the right thing. Isn't that right, Mr. Secretary of War?
2, destroy their navy. And 3, permanently deny Iran nuclear weapons forever. It's a laser-focused, maximum authority mission delivered with overwhelming and unrelenting precision. No hesitation, no half measures. As President Trump declared yesterday, we're crushing the enemy in an overwhelming display of technical skill and military force.
And when the government tells you they're crushing the enemy, they are crushing the enemy. When the government tells you they are winning, they are winning. They'd never lie. They'd never just lead us into war. Okay, forget about Vietnam. All right, forget about the Korean War. Forget about the Afghanistan War. Forget about Desert Storm. Forget about Iraq. You can trust the government.
Yeah, those weren't wars.
Not declared wars.
Not declared wars. Not since World War II. So, why is that? Because it looks pretty crazy. Like right after World War II, the CIA was created within, 2 years? Because of the intelligence of from Pearl Harbor, right? They needed to improve their intelligence or create an intelligence agency. So ever since then, and what was that, 1949, 48, CIA was created, even in these operations, quote unquote. Operation.
We went over all the different operations.
So Iraq, they didn't do that. Wasn't a war, but the
No.
media puts it all across the screen.
It wasn't declared war. It
Right.
was done without
Congress's
congressional
approval.
which is unconstitutional.
All right, so here we have, what's his name going what? He went full retard, right? Then we remember these. Remember this scene right here. Mission accomplished.
Yeah.
When Bush came out.
Yeah.
I told you it's kind of like a repeat. That's why Lindsey Graham said Reagan plus.
Yeah, someone had someone did a meme with a Trump with a they pulled the mask off and it was they had the mask off and it was Bush, not Reagan. But yeah, they said he's finishing off what Reagan started.
Y'all remember that scene in Dumb and Dumber, Mockingbird? Mockingbird, yeah, right? Mockingbird, that scene where then the guy was fixing to shoot him. All right, here we go. Let's get back to this.
This is Trump's government. It's different this time.
We will not relent until the enemy is totally and decisively defeated. But we do so on our timeline and at our choosing.
I mean, for God's sakes, Iran was going to build a nuke. That's kind of like having a weapon of mass destruction. And I thought they might attack us. That was the intelligence I got.
The situation was very quickly approaching. the point of no return, and the United States found it intolerable, in my opinion, based on what Steve and Jared and Pete and others were telling me. Marco, so involved.
That Steve, Jared, Marco, tools in the woodshed of Israel. They would never lie to me, who's also in the tank of.
All right, did you just hear that? Pick it up. He just told you who told him to attack Iran, so he just threw them under the bus. Right, let's go back, because that's important.
Attack us. That was the intelligence I got.
The situation was very quickly approaching.
Now, okay, the situation was very quickly approaching.
The point of no return, and the United States found it intolerable, in my opinion, based on what Steve and Jared and Pete and others were telling me. Marco, so involved.
There you go.
What they were telling.
They were telling him.
Well,
that Steve. And I thought they might attack us. That was the intelligence I got.
The situation was very quickly approaching the point of no return, and the United States found it intolerable, in my opinion, based on what Steve and Jared and Pete,
Steve, Jared,
and others were telling me. Marco, so involved.
Marco Rubio.
So involved.
Right. Why is the Epstein people related to the Epstein files all involved in this Iran conflict?
That Steve, Jared, Marco, tools in the woodshed of Israel. They would never lie to me, who's also in the tank of Israel and dangling by the puppet master strings like Miriam Adelson.
That I thought that they were going to attack us. I thought they would, if we didn't do this at the time we did it, I think they had in mind to attack us. And
officer, of course I ran over him with my car. I thought he was going to attack me.
I thought that they were going to attack us.
Yeah, he didn't attack me, but I thought he was going to. Doesn't that count for something? And speaking of the Israel puppet masters who control fake stream, CIA infiltrated Operation Mockingbird, MK Ultra Media, and the American government, don't judge a book by its cover. Listen to what this guy has to say.
Still gay? Yeah, it is. Welcome to the United States of Israel, where we sell our bodies to make a good living. The public education system is cooked. College degrees cost a lifetime of debt, and even if you have one, you'll still struggle to find work. The blue-collar route, well, not much better. Meanwhile, Israel has free healthcare for all. They're paid a government allowance per child. Degrees are 10 times cheaper to attain, and so much more. Wow, how did they become so progressive? Well, we pay for it, of course. Yep, 300 billion U.S. tax dollars given directly to genocidal Zionists. In fact, the only thing our politicians can agree on both sides of the aisle is to bend over and spread them for Prime Minister Daddy Netanyahu.
The truth will set you free, right? And I'm going to continue playing this, but you got to understand $3.9 billion a year in military aid to Israel. And that's not all. Before Biden left office, he gave him like another $12 billion. And there's additional monies going out the door that's not in the original bill to help fund, support, and strengthen Israel's Iron Dome and other military exploits as we send them countless war machines while Israel is engaged in an open-air, made-for-TV, possible genocide in Gaza.
So the price for high treason, these AIPAC-funded chomos got to go. Ew, he's anti-Semitic. Don't start. We're not talking Jewish heritage. We're talking psychopathic war criminals. Ew, he's talking politics. Put me on mute then. Keep your head down. Eat your goyim slop, your genetically modified fast food that's chemically castrating you.
Oh, good job not complaining. Here's 3 schmeckles for you. Don't say anything about Gaza.
It's funny, I spend a lifetime with depression. I get on TRT, it's going like that. Look at the studies. Our hormones are being tampered with. This GMO food, the medicine, the SSRIs, it's poisoning us. Why? Well, because a nation of depressed and downtrodden people poses no threat. We'll roll over for our masters. Oh, I upset you. I'm so sorry. Here's the door.
Meanwhile, a Marine asked James Fishback, a Republican candidate for Florida governor, to sign his helmet. Here's what James Fishback said.
So Dante is a Marine Corps reservist. Dante, thank you for your service. Yeah. He asked.
I don't know about that. Thank you for becoming an order follower for the military industrial complex. Now, I understand that a lot of people who signed on the dotted line probably had pure motives, but they found out really quick. And maybe I'm reading into this, but it looks like the Marine's face when he shook his hand was kind of like apologetic, almost like, yeah, you need to read Major General Smedley Butler's book, War is a Racket, before you thank me for my service. Because I was basically in service to the banksters, the Wall Street boys, and the corporate elitists.
Yeah! He asked me to sign his Kevlar helmet, and I said, what I'm going to sign on this helmet, the Department of War, the Pentagon, the bureaucrats may not like, but every American would agree with, no matter your political affiliation. And what I wrote on his helmet is this: no American should die for Israel. Yeah!
Well, how about no Americans should fund a military whose Congress is owned by AIPAC/Israel?
Hey, that's a good point. All right, so we talked about Erica Kirk working with the military. What was that about? Anybody know?
She got something with the Air Force, right? But didn't you say Charlie Kirk who did the same thing, kicked him out of there?
Yeah, because he had no military experience, Charlie Kirk, right?
There's no one's to it. So over the weekend, Erica Kirk was just given a position with the U.S. military in leadership that will help oversee one of the most elite military academies in the country. So the obvious question is, why Erica Kirk? Why now? And why is somebody with zero military background suddenly in an important leadership role connected to the oversight of future U.S. military leadership? Because the timing is strange. This just happened right as geopolitical tensions are rising. We're seeing more and more discussions about military readiness. They're suddenly reappearing in the national conversation. And the political rhetoric around the conflict is escalating almost daily. And at the same time, Donald Trump is facing growing political pressure while the United States and its allies are staring down a rapidly escalating situation involving Iran. And that context matters. Appointments inside structures connected to the U.S. military don't happen overnight. And they certainly don't tend to appear quietly during moments of very intense geopolitical tension. Decisions about who sits inside institutions that shape future military leadership are normally very deliberate and highly visible, which is why this one immediately raises eyebrows. And we only noticed it because we have Erica Kirk alerts set up, and this was covered in a small outlet in Colorado. They picked up the story before any national press did. It barely registered anywhere else, not even on Twitter. But once you look at the role Erica Kirk has been placed into, and once you start connecting it to everything else happening right now, the situation becomes really interesting. And about war, political promises, and institutions that shape the next generation of military leadership are a big deal. Because if you just rewind just a few months from the central message from Donald Trump and now JD Vance during their campaign, that they were going to market with messaging that America needed to avoid being dragged into another major conflict. They repeatedly warned that the country was heading straight towards new wars and argued that ordinary Americans would end up paying the price. One of the most emotionally powerful lines in that campaign was the idea that voters were choosing between endless foreign wars with Kamala and a government that would keep the country out of them. That message resonated with a lot of voters. Fast forward to today, and the tone of that conversation looks super different. We have now tensions involving Iran, which have escalated rapidly. Analysts are now openly debating how far the situation could spiral. And suddenly Washington is talking about military readiness, again, in a way that we haven't heard in years, in my lifetime. And then the draft conversation started resurfacing. The United States hasn't had to use conscription in decades, but the moment the word draft even enters a conversation,
All right, there we go. So I'll close out with we have Hegseth now using scriptures at the Pentagon, right, to justify it. So what's sad is that many people who call themselves Christians will fall for this charade. All right, so now I guess he's Pastor Hegseth now at the Pentagon when he needs to pull out the scriptures when he needs to for his holy war.
Yes.
Well, he's super excited like a college frat
Well,
boy,
they
ain't
said
he?
they, the last time they had everyone waiting for the rapture, right? And it
Mhm.
didn't come. But now they've moved it. Now it's going around saying it's this spring.
All right. So he says, I'll close with scripture, drawing strength from Psalm 144. Blessed be the Lord, my rock, who trains my hands for war and my fingers for battle. See how they take the scriptures and justify the war?
Chairman and I, having just returned from Dover last night, our troops and their families and the enormous sacrifice that they make is certainly heavy on my mind. So I'll close with scripture, drawing strength from Psalm 144. Blessed be the Lord, my rock, who trains my hands for war and my fingers for battle. He is my loving God and my fortress, my stronghold and my deliverer, my shield, in whom I take refuge. May the Lord grant unyielding strength and refuge to our warriors, unbreakable protection to them and our homeland, and total victory over those who seek to harm them. And amen. God bless our troops and this mission. The chairman.
Total victory over those who seek to harm them. You're right. All right, so that's how you use, they do it, folks. Anybody else got anything? You got anything?
I just sent about King Charles, probably dead, but about him sending all the viscounts, all of the guys with titles were kicked out, so they're not going to be making rules or being a part of the parliament.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, that's Mrs. Sheepdog.
Have that right here. Let's see. Parliament has voted to remove hereditary aristocrats from the House of Lords, ending a 700-year tradition. Parliament approved legislation to oust the remaining peers from the House of Lords. These are dukes, earls, viscounts who inherit their seats rather than being appointed. Members of the Lords who intentionally resisted the reform dropped their objections, allowing the bill to pass. The change is expected to take effect within weeks, marking the end of century-old political structure. It's one of the most significant constitutional challenges in modern UK history.
See, that's one thing that can wipe out like a whole crap load of things, like
Yeah.
what Trump's doing. So that was really important.
Yes, and it could be a foreshadowing for here.
Uh-oh.
Right?
And here's another thing Trump just released.
Decades of sitting in the seats.
Yeah.
Right?
Uh-huh. Trump just released this.
The war in Syria. And you may actually hear from grown-up reporters who are lying through their teeth or ignorant beyond imagining that, oh, the war in Syria, yes, Russia intervened in Syria. Well, do you know that that Obama tasked the CIA to overthrow the Syrian government starting 4 years before Russia intervened? What kind of nonsense is that? And how many times did the New York Times report on Operation Timber Sycamore, which was the presidential order to the CIA to overthrow Bashar al-Assad? 3 times in 10 years. This is not democracy. This is a game. And it's a game of narrative. Why did the U.S. invade Iraq in 2003? Well, first of all, it was completely phony pretenses. It wasn't, oh, we were so wrong, they didn't have weapons of mass destruction. They actually did focus groups in the fall of 2002 to find out what would sell that war to the American people. Abe Schultzke, if you want to know the name of the PR genius. They did focus groups on the war. They wanted the war all the time. They had to figure out how to sell the war to the American people, how to scare the shit out of the American people. It was a phony war. Where did that war come from? You know what? It's quite surprising. That war came from Netanyahu, actually. You know that? It's weird. And the way it is that Netanyahu had from 1995 onward the theory that the only way we're going to get rid of Hamas and Hezbollah is by toppling the governments that support them. That's Iraq, Syria, and Iran. And the guy's nothing if not obsessive. And he's still trying to get us to fight Iran this day, this week. He's a deep, dark son of a bitch, sorry to tell you, because he's gotten us into endless wars, and because of...
Keep in mind, Trump just shared this.
Yep.
All right, what'd he tell you? That narrative war, they try to scare the shit out of you
Yes.
to sell you a war, right? Trump was not war, no regime
Because they
change.
can't have one without our consent.
That's it. So pay attention. We might play this again.
The power of all of this in the U.S. politics, he's gotten his way. But that war was totally phony. So what is this democracy versus dictatorship? Come on. These are not even sensible terms.
All right, so Trump shared that. That was a good point right here.
Iraq in 2003. Well, first of all, it was completely phony pretenses. It wasn't, oh, we were so wrong, they didn't have weapons of mass destruction. They actually did focus groups in the fall of 2002 to find out what would sell that war to the American people.
Listen up. Trump posted this, okay? Listen up.
Abe Schultzke, if you want to know the name of the PR genius. They did focus groups on the war. They wanted the war all the time. They had to figure out how to sell the war to the American people.
Have they done that? Have you seen your people flip-flop? A lot of people flip-flop.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Last year, last month, they were anti-war. This month, they're like all in, talking about short-term pain, long-term gain.
Exactly.
Sometimes you have to do that. They're repeating
Misinformation.
They're repeating the talking points from the mainstream media, which is their enemy, and they still don't realize that yet.
Exactly.
So Trump posted this.
How to scare the shit out of the American people. It was a phony war. Where did that war come from? You know what?
Trump posted this, not me.
It's quite surprising. That war came from Netanyahu, actually.
Huh.
You know that? It's weird.
Yeah, it is.
And the way it is that Netanyahu had from 1995 onward the theory that the only way we're going to get rid of Hamas and Hezbollah is by toppling the governments that support them. That's Iraq, Syria, and Iran. And the guy's nothing if not obsessive. And he's still trying to get us to fight Iran this day, this week. He's a deep, dark son of a bitch, sorry to tell you, because he's gotten us into endless wars, and because of the power of all of this in the U.S. politics, he's gotten his way. But that war was totally phony. So what is this democracy versus dictatorship? Come on. These are not even sensible terms.
Democracies don't go to war easily, and they usually debate. Nations, democracies don't go to war easily, and they usually debate and argue before they do. Sometimes they have to be bombed into going to war. In fact, that's what happened in World War II. All of Europe had been conquered. America was actually bombed in Pearl Harbor, and that was a pivotal
false flag, which was a pivotal thing, and he remembers that, and that's what he does.
Event that opened the eyes of Americans, and once their eyes were opened, they gathered the power that is available in this great free nation, and the result was preordained. I think in a similar way, the bombing of September 11th opened the eyes of Americans to see the great conflict and the great danger that faces us. And
so he's telling you September 11th was a false flag to get us into a war.
Yes.
Once opened, then the overpowering will of the majority of the people of the United States, so the steamroller, is inexorably moving to decide this battle. Nations, democracy.
There we go. There we go. They don't go to war easily. You got to bomb them into participating, just like Pearl Harbor and 9/11. He said. Alrighty, and that's what we're seeing. So Trump shared that out on his Truth Social. MJ Truth just shared that with us. on the X. So everybody's wondering, is USA occupied? So everything's coming to full circle. Looks like everything's coming full circle.
Yes.
Even with Dershowitz, Epstein's defense lawyer, he tells Americans they are all stupid for not believing that it was Osama bin Laden from a cave with a laptop.
Wow.
So you got to still, if you got to believe that narrative still.
He had like that stuff that he had to have pumped into him too, with the vials and the needles. Like he's running around cave to cave to cave, and he had bags of stuff because he had liver failure or something. I don't remember. Kidney failures. I don't.
Right, he had issues.
What was that soap opera about that season? Come on.
And they couldn't find him anywhere, but yet the CNN reporter found him for the interview.
And then they found Saddam Hussein in a tunnel, in a hole, like for the bathroom hole, like a like something where sewage would go through, and it was like where rats were.
Yes.
I mean, this is like unbelievable what bullshit we really fell for. Like that guy falling off that airplane from Iraq. I mean, what a dumbass I was.
No, we all did. Pretty much all. Well, I know I did, so I'll speak for myself. But yeah,
it still bothers me, that guy falling off that airplane. I still can see Saddam Hussein shoving his fat ass into that thing, that tube thing for plumbing,
Yeah.
and then the other guy in the cave with his things with the needles and the tubes. It's like, what the
crazy, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we definitely had the veil over our eyes. If you go back and watch some of the old footage, you're like, oh my gosh, right? And even the reactions, it seems so fake. The time seems so real.
And that's it. Hope you got something out of tonight's show. We will be back in the morning for our morning chats. We'll be back. So we're doing the shows, if you've seen on the banner, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday, every other day, in case
Except
something
for
pops
Friday
off.
and Saturday.
All right, so you can join us in the War Room Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, 7:30 Eastern, Rumble and YouTube. Don't forget to check out our sponsors, sheepdogspets.com. And as well as the links for the t-shirts and stuff in the chat, in the description of the videos below on YouTube and or Rumble.
And then we have the raffle. Don't forget the raffle. Because we have till the 17th. So it's $5 a ticket, or you can get 5 for $20, right?
That's it, sheepdogspets.com. There's a link at the bottom. And we are out.
Good night, everybody.
Y'all have a great rest of your night. Love and light.
I was born with questions, burning holes in my mind. Didn't sit right watching folks fall in line. They say, now don't stir up the peace, but I saw the cracks underneath the fleas. Why they follow the headline like a Sunday hymn? I saw the string, saw the light tucked in the wind. I stepped back, stepped out, I stepped stepped into the light. Now I'm the black sheep they whisper about at night. Black sheep, the world in a holding wait. Yeah, we're waiting. We don't bow down, don't break, don't break, don't obey. Hey, sheep stay grazing with a mockingbird sing. Never a questioning who's pulling the string. We ain't built the same, no, we ain't built the same. I'm the black sheep, wide awake in the flame. Hey, you say I don't get why you're always fighting the tide. Why you can't just trust what's on the news every night. Why you dig so deep, why you question the plan. Why you don't believe what's right there in our hands. You make folks nervous when you talk that way, saying wake up, you being led astray. Say, but I'm just trying to live, keep my head down low, following the crowd anywhere they say to go. Black sheep, the world in a whole different way. Ran away, we don't bow down, don't break, don't break, don't obey. Hey, sheep stay grazing where the mockingbird sing. Never question who pulling the string. We ain't built the same, no, we ain't built the same. I'm the black sheep, wide awake in the flame. I ain't crazy, I ain't lost, I ain't mean, yeah, I just see the dirt where they painted things clean. I see the wolves dressed up in white. I see the truth hiding in plain sight. You can call me rebel, call me wrong, call me strange, but I'd rather stand alone and die in the cage. I broke the spell, stepped out of the fog, safer here, staying with the flock. Freedom ain't easy, true, cause deep, but I'm scared of the world you claim to see. One day you'll feel that tug in your soul, sheep. Maybe then I'll follow you out of the fold. Black sheep, the world in a whole different way, different way. We don't bow down, don't break, don't obey, don't obey. Hey, sheep stay grazing where the mockingbird sings, blind to the cost of the comfort it brings. We ain't built the same, no, we ain't built the same. I'm the black sheep, and I'll stay awake even if I stand alone in the flame.